Hi, everyone. Welcome to this special edition. We'll call this the ILTA edition of Out of Curiosity. And with me today are two of the people I'm looking so much to actually seeing back in person in Las Vegas. Brad Mixner with Mixner Consulting and representative working with the ILTA team, as well as Kat Casey with Reveal. Hi, guys. How you doing today?
I'm
Wonderful.
great.
How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So, big news. We're going to see each other in Vegas.
I'm excited. I feel like it's been an eon and a half since I got to see all the usual suspects.
I know it's going to be so nice. I mean, I was just at a wedding this weekend in Chicago, and it was actually really nice to actually touch people. Yeah, and actually, it was just amazing experience. So I know there's a lot of fear going on right now with the Delta variant, and it's pretty scary. So Brad, I know you've been working with the ILTA team talking about that. Can you maybe talk a little bit about ILTA itself and what's kind of going on and some of the safety precautions
Sure.
they're bringing in?
That's why I came in wearing this. Uh, it's not even ILTA, the state of Nevada and the city of Las Vegas has been working with the hotel, Mandalay Bay, and the ILTA team on making this as safe as possible. Frankly, the conference floor is probably going to be one of the safest places in Vegas. Everyone will be mandated to wear a mask, except those of us who are speaking, and we will be socially distanced. As a member of the conference committee, we've been intimately involved with the planning of this, not only as producers of the sessions, which is how we are all getting together here, but getting updates on how it's being approached. Everyone has to be vaccinated. We're all going to be following the mandates with the masking and just following common sense protocols. We're all adults. We've been living through this for 18 months. So we all be careful and just take this and enjoy the heck out of it. It's going to be some great sessions. I look forward to seeing everybody in person. And it's just a mask. Let's wear it, make the best of it, and more importantly, enjoy the heck out of this conference.
Yeah, welcome to the new world of elbow bumping. It's going to be
Yeah.
hard to, it's going to be hard not to give you a hug, Kat. I'm gonna be very cognizant. I'll give you a big elbow bump. So
I like it. I like it. Maybe we should have a competition for who has the most stylish mask. If we're
Yeah.
going to have to wear them, let's lean into it.
that's right. So, Kat, Brad has been producing our panels, right? So I'm going to be doing one, which we'll talk about in a minute. But tell me a little about your panel and what you're going to be talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited. It's about bringing AI into a corporate legal department. So not so much, what is AI, more so, okay, how do I get the Luddites or the technophobes or just people that are a little risk adverse to embrace AI, bring it in-house? What are some practical tips, tricks, and war stories for folks that have been pretty successful on bringing new and emerging technology into their programs? And so we're hoping it's going to be a really good practical discourse on, all right, I got the FOMO. I want to use AI. How do I bring my company along for the journey? How do I get buy-in? How do I test and retest and ensure that the tech that we're rolling out is effective? And we're going to have some really good insights, both from the law firm side, from provider side, as well as from the corporate side. So we're pretty excited that it's going to be a really useful session. A lot of laughter, but a lot of insight as well.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would agree. We've got a healthy mix of speakers, along with Kat and her great experience, so that my goal with everyone we got was to get a great cross section of experience and perspective. And I think every conference has had AI and what it is. Now we're going to take it a step further and have some real world situations so people can take it back and then some nuggets of information to take back to their offices.
Yeah, I'm excited.
War stories and failure stories and everything with a lesson learned.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're not learning through your mistakes, then shame on you. So that's the way we look at it. And this is always an ongoing process. I mean, we're all learning how to do this, especially, on the corporate legal side. I mean, it's like a lot of people, they're just used to leveraging their eDiscovery providers or their technology to leverage that up from a law firm perspective. It's going to be interesting to see, kind of the approaches and the insight that your team's going to come up with.
Well, and sometimes that's part of the process too. It's a whole buy, build, partner conundrum, and there's no one right way. And so I think that that's the exciting part.
Right. Well, maybe either one of you can actually jump in, maybe interview me real quick. Let's flip the script a little bit, and maybe you guys are a little curious about some of the panels or the panel that I'm working on.
Well, I've got a little FOMO already. I was reading the article that Doug Austin wrote. It looks like you're talking about the all of the crazy moving and shifting going on in the industry. I'd love to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, you and me both. Part of I've spent a lot of time working and advising, people looking at the eDiscovery market from a technology perspective. I mean, my practice over at Condado has always been technology and provider agnostic, and so I've been kind of blessed to be able to kind of sit in a catbird seat of being able to say, here are the different approaches, here are the other ways that people are looking at technology, and so Brad came up with this wonderful idea around actually having a discussion around it. There's been a lot of, you know I don't know about you, but over the last 15 years or so, you go through the halls of legal tech or whatever the conference is, and it's like they got what for valuation? Where does that come from, right? And those are, I guess, really interesting questions. So, I mean, Brad, you came up with the concept of what we call never too big to fail. Venture capital, mergers, acquisitions in the e-discovery space, and I think you put together an amazing group of panelists that I get to really kind of pick their brains on, and for my curiosity's sake as well. Kent Teague with Lineal, Michael Bryant from Knox Capital, Nick Bond from Barks Bond, and Tim Obstinek from TCDI. Really powerful people that have been through this and have seen some of the biggest deals or facilitated some of the biggest deals in our space. So I think it's going to be a really interesting thing to really get an understanding of what is private equity, how is it involved in the e-discovery space, how do they gauge and value, how do they gauge and understand what valuations are, and what's the end game, right? And I think that's kind of where things are. So it's going to be an interesting conversation, and I can't wait to kind of unpack it with the team. We've put together some really good materials and with some good takeaways. So mine's going to be, I believe, at 2:30 on Monday. Kat, yours is at 11:30, right? Or 11. Yep.
Yep. So right after the keynote, you head right in. That way you should still have energy and not be too worn out from Vegas yet between both of our sessions. Then you can go to the happy hours afterwards. Hint, hint, hit me up because we are having a pretty cool event on Monday evening too at a super secret prohibition bar.
Nice. That sounds exciting. So yes, please, everyone, if you are interested in attending and visiting with Kat and her Reveal Brainspace team, I think that would be a great opportunity. And of course, I'm sure you'll be floating around the floor and doing some fun things.
Well, I am planning to actually be a heels on the street at the suggestion of none other than Mary Mack and Kaylee Wildstead. So I will have a GoPro and my stilettos on, and I will be trekking around on the floor, meeting people and asking some questions, getting a vibe for what the heck's going on. And so even if folks are just doing the digital show, you can kind of get a feeling for, okay, what's it like and how much FOMO do I have? So I want to go next year in person.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and I'll be doing some of those as well. I know we want to try to do some of those LinkedIn kind of social, kind of snapshots, quick interviews, and kind of take people through it as well. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So Brad, you bring up a good point. So let me redirect that back to Brad in terms of there's a lot of people that aren't going to be coming to the show. It's a hybrid event. So can you maybe share a little bit about how people can still participate in ILTACON this year?
Yes, the registrations are still open for the virtual aspect of the hybrid event. I think right now there are about 500 people who are going in person and approximately the same who are going virtually. And I believe the virtual registration ends on Wednesday. So it's going to be great. A large majority of the sessions are going to be streamed virtually. Both of your two's sessions are going to be beamed out to the world, at least through our conference system, which is very exciting, which also means that people will be able to refer to them through the Leadership app and everything else. So it will be very exciting.
Well, cool. And how can people register? Where can they go?
If you go to the ILTACON website, and I believe the iltanet.org.
Cool. And they can get day passes or full event passes, right?
I believe it's the full event.
Cool. So they'll have access to all the materials, all the content, all of the presentations, and maybe there might even be some virtual happy hours or social time over there too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really robust offering. Even when you go virtually, they've really our conference committee has really tried hard to get great valuation for the virtual side of the business.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's going to be exciting. I cannot wait to see you guys in person.
Likewise.
And for those that aren't going to be able to join us, I'm looking forward to seeing you virtually. You can always hit us up on LinkedIn, Twitter, and we're available. So just to kind of quickly just wrap up, Kat, how do people get a hold of you?
You can go to the technocat.com, or I am Catherine Cat Casey on LinkedIn, or ccasey@revealdata.com. I am always open to connecting, talking, and doing all things social because I love this industry we've all slipped, tripped, and fallen into.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, Kat. How about you, Brad? How can people get a hold of you?
The easiest is LinkedIn, which my username is Mixner, the number 3.
Awesome. Mixner number 3. We got it. All right. And everyone, thank you for joining us for this very quick edition of Out of Curiosity. We just wanted to share with you some of the excitement as we're getting ready to, hit the road and be part of the ILTACON event. So for those, please subscribe, like, throw comments. Oh, and just one kind of last statement. We actually opened up a survey for people that are interested to ask questions to our panelists around in the private equity space. So if you've got questions that we would like to do, please go to actually the Condado blog that we have there. We've got a survey that you can it's anonymous. You don't have to attribute yourself to anybody, but we're going to gather some questions for people so we can, get the information that you're looking for to help understand the private equity and merger and acquisition space in eDiscovery. So again, thank you, everyone. I appreciate you joining us today. And thank you, Brad. Thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.